What is going on, everybody? This is going to be another breakdown from the B-Dubs Bowl 2 tournament, and this time we got Hollywood versus Joke, two of the better performing players so far in the league. At this point, they have two of the better records, and they squared off, and I figured it would be a pretty fun game to go ahead and analyze. So, getting right into it, like before, these games are on Twitch, so whenever the video is paused, it kind of gets a little darker, but I'll do my best to illustrate over it for the time being since the tournament is being streamed on Twitch. So getting right into it, Joke on defense with the Vikings uniforms, Hollywood on offense with the Cardinals. You see Gun Bunch on offense to start off the game, and you see Nickel on defense from Joke. Nickel flipped, cornerback on the right side, shifted linebackers to the left to give that dual edge pressure look. So getting right into it, Hollywood looks like he's going to go out into a wide trip set, play action, quick throw, a drag, get lit up, and Joke's going to get a scoop and score on the first play of the game. So, interesting things already happening. There's nothing really to analyze on this play. Hollywood went for the basically quick snap, went to wide trips, quick snap to play action play. Looks like he put Dallas Clark on a drag. Seemed like he kind of threw the drag a little quick. I don't know if he was anticipating heavy pressure, but in any case, unlucky for him that Dallas Clark happens to fumble on the first play of the game, and of course, Joke's there to scoop and score. So already Joke up 7-0, huge play on the first play of the game. See if Hollywood can try and rebound. So same look this time. Hollywood goes with the gun bunch, doesn't audible out. Looks like corner strike here. Scrambling out. Joke actually sends the spy kind of late, and that was a super sketchy throw. All the way across the field. I don't know if that was a throwaway. That would be a really weird spot for his guy to throw the ball away to. I would have liked to see right here a playmaker up the field. Right here, Hollywood, he had to roll out because of this blitzing defender right here coming off the edge from Joke. But I would have liked to see him go with a playmaker on this receiver right here. He could have playmakered him straight up, or at least, back this way. Something to get him cleared out of that area, maybe try to fit in a pass, but I understand he was under heavy pressure, so can't really fault him for that. Couple shaky plays to start off the game on offense for Hollywood, though, so let's see if he can regain his composure here. So gun bunch to the left this time, goes Z-spot again, simple flood on the left. So right here you see a bench concept coming out from Hollywood. This is popular, out route, corner route behind it, read the flat zone defender. It looks like Joke actually sent pressure off this left edge all the way from, aka the bleacher blitz, basically from the sideline. And so just read Joke's one guy out there. Looks like he was probably in a cloud flat. And so Hollywood checks down to the out route underneath. Rat catches it, or actually had to possession catch it because he was close to the sideline, but picks up 6 yards. So nice read right there. As you see, corner blitz 3 from Joke. Nice read from Hollywood to kind of get his feet back under him after a couple shaky throws to start the game off. So back in this wide trips, goes with the corner strike setup, looks like, and hits the high point to Dallas Clark over the middle of the field. Joke sat on the underneath route, and right there, Hollywood was able to hit the seam right there. So it's really effective against these cover 2 defenses. If you're able to have these crossing routes underneath that your opponent has to pay attention to with their user, it really opens up those deep seams in the slot. Right here, Joke, nickel defense, heavy pressure. Looks like he sent 6, went both edges. Looks like a nickel blitz. And it looks like so an adjustment coming out here from Joke. Nickel blitz, sends 6, user in over the middle, and it looks like what he did right here was he went ahead and manned up this deep safety who's, normally tasked with playing this part of the field in this nickel blitz look. He manned him up on this receiver running this C route, so he had extra protection. Basically, this receiver was not getting open, whether it was Z-spot or if it was corner strike. In this case, corner strike. So, yeah, the man-to-man coverage is going to get beat, but Joke still had this cloud flat defender right there to take away that C route. And then, even if it was Z-spot and the receiver ran that post, you still have the inside leveraged safety manned up on him, and so more times than not, he's not going to be able to create that separation over the middle of the field. So Joke did a good job basically bracketing this receiver on the left. Heavy pressure comes through off the rights right there, and you see if Hollywood would have had an extra second in the pocket, this is a touchdown. Because of this man assignment right here, you can see this was PA post, Hollywood blocked 7, and or it looks like Hollywood actually blocked 6 maybe. Block 6, he's got this guy right here, this guy dragging, and then the C route and the deep post. But as you can see, because of this man up right here, Hollywood would have had the post for a touchdown. Pressure got there just a little bit too quick, and I think Hollywood could have checked it down, but I think he saw that he probably could hit that post route and tried to wait it out for the big play. And Joke's pressure ended up getting there and affecting a throw in time. So back to wide trip, 2nd and 10. Check down out the backfield. And that is something that I think Hollywood should start going to on this first drive. Joke doesn't seem like he wants to put hard flats out there. Basically, everything I've seen has either been what looked to be cloud flats or soft squats. So I think, running back out the backfield on some table routes. And right there goes play action. Looks like PA post once again, block 7 this time. And the pressure just comes in off that left edge. So sometimes hard to stick with that play fake when you've got an aggressive defense such as this nickel from Joke. It seems like he's really getting aggressive, sending 6 almost every play at this point. And so Hollywood's going to have to be careful with these play fakes. Right there goes with the play fake again, hits Dallas Clark on the out route, and ends up picking up about 5 or so yards, looks like, before he gets chased down by Sean Taylor. Actually picks up 8. So no huddle here for Hollywood, 3rd and 11. Now, if you're Hollywood, Joke's been sending 6, the past 3 or 4 plays. So you got to expect super heavy pressure. I'd be very hesitant to go to another play fake here if you're Hollywood. So he's going into gun bunch. Looks like actually that was verticals. And that was a nice little adjustment from Hollywood there. Little wrinkle, I guess you could say. Right here, you see the backside man up once again. So Hollywood, or Joke rather, knows that I've got to protect against this deep middle of the field. You see him running back. He probably saw that Hollywood would have had a wide open touchdown to play, 2 or 3 plays ago, if the pressure hadn't got there. So in this case, cleaner pocket for Joke, or for Hollywood rather. Joke's pressure doesn't get in there, so Hollywood does have the time. So Joke has to run back to that deep crossing route. You see right here on the backside, Hollywood goes with the hitch, and so this is a nice little wrinkle from a lot of people were doing this out of stuff like gun tight offset tight end, the playmaker hitch. So right as soon as he turns around, you go ahead playmaker him into an open area of the field. A lot of times he'll hitch back and then people will playmaker them over the middle of the field. But really you could do whatever. You could playmaker him over the middle, you could playmaker him up the field to the outside if there were no flat zone, like if for whatever reason Joke blitzed this cornerback. Basically you could playmaker him wherever there's open grass. So nice little adjustment out of gun bunch here. You see Hollywood doing this. And almost picks up the first down. Looks like it's going to be 4th and 1. So no huddle again. Let's see what he goes to. I'd like to see him go to gun bunch again. Seems like he's been having a lot of success, or more success out of that than this wide trips. But nice read right there. As I say, he's been having more success out of gun bunch. Easy read. Joke goes with the pressure off the right edge. Finally only sends 3, it looks like, this time. But what you're going to see is Hollywood had a nice little route combo. He's got a fade down the sideline, and then he's got a table route out the backfield. And so what Joke did was, it looks like Joke manned up the table route. So, the table route's going to get taken away. It's never going to beat man coverage. But what Joke had on the outside that Hollywood recognized was Joke had a soft squat right here. So what this soft squat's going to do against this route combo, against this fade table route combo, the soft squat's going to sink back and then take a few steps, and then he's going to sharp cut back up the field and clamp down on this table route. So players have come to know that this is how the soft squats behave. So they know to look for, okay, he's going to sink back, and as soon as he starts, stops his momentum and starts clamping down, I'm going to throw a high outside pass lead, high point pass to my receiver running the fade. And this has become a very surefire and a pretty safe way to beat these cover 2 blitzes that basically have soft squats built into them, like nickel blitz, DB fire 2 press, slant zone 2. All of them have built-in soft squats. So right there, you see the behavior. Let me go ahead. Actually, I missed the pause button right there. But you see the behavior of the flat zone right here. Snap of the ball. You see the man up, but you see right here, this is the point. Flat zone starts clamping down, and Hollywood's probably inputting the button command right now to go ahead and throw a pass right here. It's going to go right into that area. High point outside pass lead away from that safety. And go up. Obviously, these receivers in MUT, Demarius Thomas right there, or Des Bryant rather, they have no problem going up and making these spec catches on those high point routes. So Nice read right there by Hollywood. Nice route combo. Taking advantage of the fact that, he probably recognized Joke was playing with a lot of soft squats. That's basically a surefire way to take advantage of that soft squat on the outside. So first goal from the 5-yard line here for Hollywood. Single back ace, but calls a timeout. So if single back ace, if you're Joke, you've got to be expecting, basically I'd be expecting a dive. I'd be expecting a corner route from one of these tight ends, or I'd be expecting out routes from these tight ends. So these little baby out routes can sometimes be tough to defend against. If you throw a low pass right as they cut, that can be a very effective way of getting a few yards in the red zone, getting you, either into the end zone or even just getting you second and goal at the 1 where you can punch it in with the QB sneak. So let's see what Hollywood goes to right here. And he goes with the corner route. So it looks like that was Z-spot. Yeah, so Z-spot, table route out the backfield, along with a smoke screen on the outside. So 2 guys occupying the flats right here. You get table route and you get a smoke screen from Dez Bryant. And so that's going to pull these outside defenders' attention down. So you got this guy looking, this guy looking. So basically it's up to this guy to take Dallas Clark, right? Now Dallas Clark's running this corner route. So right here you can already kind of see Dallas Clark is probably going to have this guy beat once he cuts. And that's exactly what happens. Nice patience in the pocket from Hollywood. Waits for him to clear his defender, throws the high point. Dallas Clark goes up and makes the spec catch and comes down with the ball. So nice reply drive right there from Hollywood after, first play, scoop and score for Joke. So nice composure for him to tie the game up right here. So looks like we have a pause. So this is actually Joke's first offensive play here with 1:22 left in the first quarter. And now Joke runs a very similar offense, and obviously you can see same setup on defense from Hollywood. Nickel flipped, linebacker shifted to the left, dual edge look. Both of these players very gun bunch heavy players. Basically that's what you'll see them in the majority of the time. And their setups are actually pretty similar. That first down, classic Joke, come out and gun bunch, flip it and run HB base. Right here, second down, goes with the in route. So you see this concept. Hollywood ran it on his first drive. Joke ran it a little bit differently here. He went with a flat route and a corner route to create still that bench concept on the left side. This very common concept you see right here. Hollywood had it defended well. Looks like he had a cloud flat as well as a hard flat, and that's the way you gotta defend it. You have to have 2 guys on the sideline out there, which usually opens up the middle of the field, which is why Joke brings in this underneath in-cutting route with a playmaker receiver. So you have the underneath check down read, as well as you can playmaker him upfield or whatever you want to do. So that's become a very popular concept to go to right here. Joke actually throws it. Hollywood in the vicinity, but actually got distracted by the halfback leaking out of the backfield. And so wasn't quite there to lay a hit stick as soon as he caught the ball. So good read by Joke. 3rd and 2. So gun bunch flipped. Now, if you're Hollywood here, you have to be thinking either, I would have thought maybe HB base, but Joke actually ends up just scrambling out, throwing it away. Looks like corner strike, and Hollywood might have caught him off guard with this 3 deep shell here. So Hollywood goes with look like the corner blitz 3, so the wide blitz off that left edge. Rushing 3, you got a spy, so whenever Joke scrambles out, you send the spy, put a clock on him, and you got the 3 deep shell. So it looks like Joke was definitely expecting a cover 2 shell because he actually has the same route combo that you saw Hollywood convert on that 4th down, I believe it was, on his last drive, where you get the table route fade. And Hollywood, or Joke rather, was probably expecting, some type of nickel blitz, soft squat, high point to that outside fade receiver. But Hollywood does a good job mixing it up and going with that 3 deep shell, and Joke had to throw the football away. So 4th and 2, big play right here from Joke at his own 33. Flips his gun bunch again. Blitz comes screaming off the right edge, and Hollywood is in the vicinity. Actually gets stuck on alignment, but peels off and sees where Joke wants to go to the ball. Joke, if you've watched him play, very, very dependent, or I don't want to say dependent, but he really likes these shallow in routes. He'll throw them a lot, and it's definitely something you have to game plan for. He'll attack the sidelines with, route combos like corner strike, Z-spot, stuff like that, and then he'll have those players crossing over the middle, and basically what he tries to do is he tries to catch your user in an over pursuit. and he's very good at identifying as soon as you're out of position with your user defender. He's very good at making you pay for it and hitting the open receiver. So Hollywood, good discipline right there, and peeling off of the O-line and seeing where Joke wanted to go with the football. So right here you see it again. Bad throw right there from Hollywood's quarterback, but you see the table route, fade route, and looks like same defensive setup right here from Joke. Joke's going to have to do something, man up, and then a soft squat who's going to sink back and then sharp cut down onto that table route. Hollywood sees it, high point to the outside. Unfortunately, bad throw right there, but from Aaron Rodgers, of all people. But definitely something Joke's going to have to take into account and switch up his defense for. So here Hollywood goes, looks like curl flat, and he doesn't get the toe tap. So deep corner out right there, usually pretty effective. Unfortunately, he got bumped right there, which kind of probably messed up the timing a little bit, as well as Hollywood ran that to the short side of the field, so not quite as much field to work with as if he had run it to the wide side. So I think that kind of played a part in it. So, but maybe that's the mind game, right? Maybe he thought, okay, I'm going to run this to the short side because Joke wouldn't think that I would run this concept to the short side of the field, right? Maybe Joke would be expecting it more if I had the bunch on the wide side. He might say, okay, I have to, spread my defense out a little more, protect against that deep sideline. But against the short side, he might not be expecting it, so let me go ahead and try and run it. But it didn't end up working out for him right there. So 3rd and 10, gun wide trips, goes back into, looks like gun wing offset. That might have been an accident, and then goes to gun bunch. So let's see what he wants to do here. Basically a lot of PA post or verticals, it seems like. So PA post, hits the drag route to Dallas Clark. Good read right there. Joke goes with the same setup, it looks like, on the outside. He's been doing this every time Hollywood goes to this gun bunch. He seems like he mans up the safety and has a cloud flat. And so he's really taken away that solo receiver that's isolated opposite the bunch. But because of this, Hollywood's able to get this drag route to come in underneath. Good identification. Unfortunate rat catch right there. He did throw it a little bit late. He might have been able to challenge for a first down, but 4th and 4, and he's going to end up taking his 3 right here. So 10-7 basically at the end of the first quarter. It's been a pretty tight game so far, and a lot of small in-depth stuff to talk about. So it's pretty interesting to me. So gun bunch left here for Joke. Blitz off the right edge for Hollywood, and Joke hits that underneath in route to Randy Moss for 4 yards, and that's what I'm talking about. Joke is 100% willing to, dink and dunk you on those small in routes up and down the field, and he's going to draw your user attention, and then he's going to make you pay for it one time. So very tough to play against a player that's as disciplined as Joke is right there. HB base, Ezekiel Elliott running somebody over, picking up 12 yards. So gun bunch to the left again, same nickel look on defense from Hollywood. And right there again, en route to Jeff Cumberland. That's also something, I'm not sure if, I'm assuming this was on purpose, but interesting that Joke basically made the decision that he could tank his tight end. Maybe he thinks he doesn't use him very much in his game plan. Maybe all he needs him to do is, catch flat routes and in routes. And if that's the case, maybe he thinks you don't need someone very highly rated, but that was his decision, was Jeff Cumberland at tight end. But you see the route combo again. It's a lot of window dressing. It's a lot of the same concept, just from different plays right here. Out route, corner route, basically simulating bench, and then you get the in route coming in underneath. He sees Hollywood's user over pursue, go to that outside corner route, knows that he can't make a play over the middle on this in route, and ends up picking up the first down. So good discipline read right there by Joke. Looks like he's audibling around single back bunch this time. Opens up a little more of your running game here with the HB dive potentially, and that's what he goes to. And he ends up picking up 0. So it's the first time you've kind of seen that little wrinkle from Joke, audibling down basically to the same formation but under center. Right here once again, almost gets picked off right there. Hollywood definitely in the vicinity. Looks like a little bit of a mistake right there from Hollywood. Probably this was a bad read. Probably should have been picked off. But Joke showing a little bit too much dependency on that in route here. And so he's going to have to be careful. But Hollywood's also has to be careful. You might say, oh, but Hollywood was just in the vicinity. Hollywood's about ready to lurk him. Well, now that Joke knows Hollywood's paying extra user attention to those shallow in routes, that's when Joke's going to start, throwing the decoys out there, throwing those shallow in routes, getting Hollywood's user to bite down. Then he's going to hit, those Z-spot posts, those PA posts, those seam streaks down the field. So Hollywood still has to be careful and not get too aggressive on those underneath in routes if possible. Right there, looks like a little offsides. Joke declines it. 3rd and 12 still. Wide trips to the right. Hollywood still nickel. Pressure off the right edge. And that's just that was a way forced throw from Joke right there. I think right here, he blocks 6. I think you have to, if you want to throw this route, Hollywood, it looks like Hollywood has this very well defended. He's got 3 deep shell, so this guy's going to come here, this guy's going to be lurking, this guy's over here, and it looks like this guy's still dropping back. So, Hollywood might have this man in a deep zone. So, I don't think there's any way you can throw that route. Joke must have tunneled pretty hard. I know it's 3rd and 12, I know you want to get the first down, but I think your best bet here is either you would have had to check it down right here, but I think actually your best bet is hitting this guy right here who's running this in route. As soon as he clears, if I can roll it a little bit here, right here, I think an pass lead upfield, lead your receiver into this area of the field, rat catch it, you probably pick up the first down right here, but looks like Joke just a little bit too tunneled on that post route, so he definitely has to be careful forcing balls downfield, basically into triple coverage right there, especially against a player as good as Hollywood. You need to keep your mistakes to a minimum. So 4th and 12 here. Wide trips to the right once again. Joke drops back, gonna go for the swerve to Mike Evans, and he gets it. So basically called Hollywood's bluff here. Said I think you're gonna be in a 3 deep shell, some type of 3 deep stuff, and that's exactly what Hollywood was in. You see this 3 deep, and 3 deep this year, very susceptible to getting swerved. So he basically went all in, it seemed like, on that swerve. Looks like his backside read, he's got a slant and an in route that didn't look like they were going to be open at all. So he was probably going to the swerve the entire time. And Hollywood just so happened to be in that 3 deep shell. So good call from Joke. That's Madden 17 for you. You always got to be on the lookout for the swerve, especially on 4th down, especially on 4th and long. So 1st and 10 at the 14, HB base to the left and gets 0. So right here, gun bunch to the right, inside motion. As soon as you see that inside motion, you got to be thinking corner strike. If you're Hollywood, so you got to be expecting. Joke's now shown to run this play 2 different ways. Sometimes he'll leave that corner route right there, or sometimes as a mix-up, people are expecting that corner route now at this point in the year because this corner strike setup has become so popular. He'll put him on an in route. So basically, he'll say, okay, your user, you're going to over pursue to play that corner. He's going to cut in, and I'm going to hit him, rat catch it, and get upfield. So that's something you do have to be aware of. Right there, he ends up going to the backside table route out the backfield. Hollywood, once again, goes with the corner blitz 3. Wide blitz, looks like he doesn't have any hard flats. No man-to-man assignment on that running back out the backfield. So good safe read right here from Joke. Picking up a few yards. Looks like he picked up 7, so 3rd and 3. Turns it into 3rd and short. Really, his entire playbook is available to him now. Single back bunch to the right. Hollywood's still in nickel. Toss crack, and great user play from Hollywood. Hollywood clicks on right here. And look at this click on. This is insane. 99.9% of players will get blocked right here by this tackle. Hollywood clicks on, runs to the outside, and basically Joke can't cut up right here because of the backside pursuit. I think he would have gotten tackled by some guy shooting out of here. So Joke has to stick to the outside, and hypothetically this should be a walk-in touchdown, but because Hollywood clicks on, gets that outside leverage, basically outruns Joke's offensive tackle, uses his speed to get to the outside. At this point, his tackle can't block him rather, because of the fact he's now behind him. It would be a block in the back. And so that allows Hollywood to click back on and make that aggressive wrap-up tackle. So insane user play right there from Hollywood on a play that should have been a walk-in touchdown for Joke and would be a walk-in touchdown against 99% of players. But amazing awareness right there to hold Joke to 3. And that could be, I mean, that could be huge. That's a 4-point swing right there. So we'll definitely see if that ends up paying dividends later on in the game. Right here, a minute left, Hollywood, no timeouts. Got to try and get something going. Sack, fumble, and Joke gets it right back. So as soon as Hollywood makes an insane play on defense, Joke answers with his own, gets a sack, fumble. And it looked like Hollywood right here was going, and he actually might have had it set up. He was going for a cover 3 beater, so it looks like this was definitely a cover 3 shell right here from Joke. You see the 3 deep. Hollywood going with a route combo that I've seen him run a few times before, but what he likes to do is he'll go comeback route, and then this guy's running a deep crossing route, and basically this is a common cover 3 beater this year. This deep defender right here will end up clamping down on this comeback route, and so as soon as this deep crosser, crosses the face of this middle safety, the middle safety won't carry with him because the middle safety expects this deep third defender to drop back and pick him up, but this deep third defender is occupied by the comeback. So as soon as he ends up crossing the face of this deep safety, it's basically a one-play touchdown against 3 deep shells. But unfortunately for him, this is a very long developing play, and because of how aggressive Joke's been on defense to this point in the game, like Joke's been sending 6 pretty commonly at this point. So I would be kind of sketched out at, running these long developing route combos, but I guess he had to attack downfield some way since he did have 0 timeouts with only a minute left to make something happen. So I can see both sides of the coin there, but Joke's aggressive defense ends up paying off for him, and he gets the ball back 54 seconds at the 19-yard line. Gun bunch to the right. HB base. Zeke Elliott turns upfield, picks up 6, it looked like 7. No huddle. Hollywood still in that nickel corner strike, it looked like, from Joke right there. And Hollywood, good defense on the right side. Joke probably could have hit that table route had Hollywood not instantly sprint out there and basically deter Joke from hitting that. And then now Hollywood's looping back around, basically looking for anything over the middle. Joke went with the bench concept on the right side. So you see out route, corner route. Hollywood, 3 defenders in the vicinity. Good job covering that. So basically nothing really open here for Joke. Hollywood only rushed 2, it looked like. So dropping 9 into coverage, sends the spy, and Joke has to throw it away. So that coverage defense can be very effective in the red zone, on a very condensed field, dropping, 9, 10 guys into coverage, especially if your opponent is passing the ball. They could have a hard time finding an open receiver. So single back bunch, you got to be thinking exactly that. Toss crack. And Hollywood defends it beautifully once again. So Joke goes back to this. Basically, maybe he thought he had, Hollywood kind of in a similar defensive setup. Maybe he was confident. Maybe he thought it was a fluke last time how Hollywood stopped it. Maybe he thought he could get it by him that time. But it looked like that time Hollywood's defenders were just straight up in a much better position to make a play. Hollywood didn't have to make a, superhuman user play to shut down the toss crack that time. So Joke's going to end up having to settle for 3 here and go up 13-10 at the end of the first half, and he gets ball. So, insane first half right there. I think that was a pretty fun first half to break down, and second half should be just as good. So 13-10, Joke going with the motion out. Now this is the first time Joke's motioned this guy out all game. So if you're Hollywood, you have to be thinking, this could be one of many things. This could be a motion out delayed slant, so delay slant underneath. It could be a motion out corner strike, so you go corner route to the sideline. It could be a motion out wheel route from verticals. It could be a motion out just straight up fade. So because Joke hasn't shown this yet this game, Hollywood really doesn't have any tendencies to go off of. And that could definitely play into Joke's favor here. Looks like Joke blocking 6. Goes with the fade. Going to lob it to Mike Evans, and Evans just gets behind the defender. It looks like that's Xavier Rhodes. Just beats him one-on-one there. And it actually looks like right here, if you see, Hollywood clicks on. I don't know if he was expecting the swerve, but Hollywood clicks on to Xavier Rhodes right here and kind of swerves in and then tries to swerve back out. So I don't know if he was preemptively guarding against the swerve, but Joke ended up not doing anything, just straight up going for the rat catch. And maybe that little baby swerve by Hollywood is what brought Xavier Rhodes a little bit out of position there. Or maybe he would have got beat regardless. I'm not sure. It's too close to tell. But Joke ends up hitting him with a bomb. Mike Evans burning Xavier Rhodes on the first play of the second half. So Joke up 20-10 now on Hollywood, and now it's his chance to answer. So gun bunch left. So something to note, Joke's now started off with a touchdown on the first play of both halves. First play of the first half, Joke gets a scoop and score, and the first play of the second half, Joke gets a 75-yard bomb. So 14 of Joke's 20 points have come from, first play touchdowns in each of the halves. So gun bunch left. Hollywood with his own motion out now. Looks like delay slant coming back over the middle. Hits Dallas Clark on the sideline. Picks up 7. So nice little route combo right there from Hollywood. Wide trips to the left now. Joke still in nickel. HB base. And he picks up about 10 right there. So first rush for Ezekiel Elliott from Hollywood. I can't blame him really. Joke has been playing very aggressively. It's hard to rush against whenever your opponent's sending 6 every single play. It can be difficult to find some holes. Right there, nice read from from Hollywood rather. Something he did have right here. This was that whole flat route, corner route concept. So the flat route clears the flat zone right here out to the sideline. So Hollywood's able to deliver a low pass lead, right in this vicinity where only his receiver can get to the ball. But something I do want to point out is that he definitely had that backside, table route, fade route. Joke's still not adjusting to it. Joke's still going with the same, man up on the halfback. And then this looks like it might have even been a hard flat. I don't know if this was a hard flat or a soft squat. He's playing very far up. But Hollywood definitely had the outside high point to this fade receiver, right here in this area. But opted to go with a little bit of a tougher read. Still an open receiver. Still picked up, about 9 or 10 yards. So not a bad read by any means. But that is something to note for Hollywood, is that Joke's still not looking like he's willing to adjust to this fade route down the sideline. So right there, he goes actually with the same one again, and Joke finally adjusts. So he goes table route out the backfield, fade route. Looks like Joke went with a man up. So he went man-to-man right here, and then he had a guy not out the backfield. Hollywood had a guy out the backfield attacking the flats, but Joke had a defender in the vicinity. Hollywood makes the right read. Joke sends 6, gets super aggressive, ends up hitting the backside en route to Dallas Clark. So great discipline right there by Hollywood going through his reads. Joke over pursues by a millimeter. Unfortunately for Hollywood, Dallas Clark actually comes back to the ball, and he ends up picking up 0. So all that for nothing. Right here, Joke goes with the corner blitz 3. Pressure gets there. Beautiful playmaker there from Hollywood, and this is why you have to get these playmaker receivers if you're playing Mutt. Playmaker is by far, in my opinion, the best ability chemistry, because, if you have any other ability chemistry, this play is either a sack or a throwaway, right? You're not getting this instant cut upfield right there by that in route, and this is what's made those in routes so popular, that 96 route running, where they cut super sharp so those in routes develop much quicker, as well as this playmaker ability chemistry. So right here, super quick cut. You can't throw this if you don't playmaker him. You can't throw this because you see Joke clamping down. So if you throw this while this guy's still running here, that's probably an interception by Joke's user defender. And so insanely clutch playmaker right here. Hollywood's got 2 guys within a yard of his quarterback. So Hollywood goes with a playmaker upfield and the quick throw, basically on 3rd and 1 to keep the drive alive. So that's an insane play from Hollywood that you're not going to see many people make. And I think that play right there is a snapshot of why playmaker is the best ability chemistry in the game. So right here, motion out from Hollywood, PA post, and it looks like that's a dot for a touchdown. So let's see what happened here. Looks like nickel blitz, Joke went with the setup once again. He was doing a decent job of mixing up the setup. So sometimes he would man up this backside safety on the solo receiver. Sometimes he wouldn't. Right here he did. So man up on the solo receiver leaves you no deep zone back there. And so these post routes that attack the opposite side of the field of the side they're on. So right here you see this post route's going to get skinny over the middle of the field right there. If it can develop and if it can get behind whatever defenders guarding him, it's going to be a walk-in touchdown if the pressure doesn't get there. That's another reason Joke was able to make this adjustment on the right, was because he was sending so much pressure and he was doing such a good job of getting to Hollywood. Hollywood didn't have time for these routes to develop. right here, Hollywood finally gets the time. Looks like Joke actually only rushes 3 or 4. And so he gets the time. This vertical hook linebacker has no shot at keeping up with, I think that's Dez Bryant or Demaryius Thomas. And it's going to be a walk-in touchdown. I think that was Dez Bryant. But that linebacker had no shot of keeping up with Dez Bryant. You saw that 96 route running in full effect. See how quickly he cuts right there. And it's a walk-in touchdown. So 20-17 now in favor of Joke still. So Joke on offense. Hollywood still got to get a stop. But like I said earlier, Hollywood hasn't been playing bad defense. I mean, if you take away the scoop and score and the one-play bomb, Joke's got 6 points. So Hollywood, I think, just keep doing what you're doing. And you'll get some breaks to fall your way eventually. Joke right here, HB base, first play, Zeke breaking a tackle, picking up 2 yards. So, and this is another thing, like, this matchup, obviously, it looks like an exact mirror. I mean, they almost look like the same player, defensively and offensively. Offensively, both very gun bunch heavy based. Defensively, both looking at the same nickel setup. So, a lot of nickel blitz, buck slant, corner blitz 3, cover 3 cloud show 2, stuff like that. And basically same setup, baseline flipped, nickel flip, so you got the nickel black on the right side, this guy right here on the right. You have your linebacker shifted to the left, presenting that dual edge pressure, pinch D line, like same defense, same everything. So they have to take this into account when playing offense and say, okay, or even when playing defense as well. I mean, okay, my opponent runs the same exact defense as me. He knows the ins and outs. He knows what it's weak against. I have to, put a spin on it, make some adjustments, or be really good at making adjustments in order to throw my opponent off. So right here it goes with the in route, and this is where Joke's offense starts to complement itself, right? So you get, once again, the bench route to the left side, which obviously, this is another thing. Joke hasn't been throwing these routes, but the fact that Joke has these routes on basically every play, it occupies defenders from Hollywood. Hollywood has to allocate for this, or else Joke will just start hitting these routes. So you see, Hollywood has to go hard flat, cloud flat almost every single play because of how committed Joke is to having this route combo on the field, which takes away resources from the middle. And right here, Joke's route combo finally comes to fruition. In route, you get the backside deep Z-spot post. And now Hollywood had been sitting on this, in route pretty much the entire game. So Joke finally hits him up top with the Z-spot. Hollywood has to respect the in route, can't recover quick enough, and he hits Mike Evans for about 22 yards right there. So it's all coming together for Joke. It's all a matter of, being disciplined, having those routes, forcing Hollywood to defend a certain part of the field, and then that opening up the middle of the field with, routes you've been hitting most of the game. And right there, he goes back to that shallow in route. So, very disciplined play here from Joke. I think he's playing very well. Obviously, he's playing very well. He's got, I think, the best record in the Mutthead B-Dubs Bowl tournament right now. So, definitely probably the hottest player in the tournament right now. So, right there, goes with the inside pass lead. Good pressure. Actually, nice read. I would have made the exact same read. Go with the inside pass lead. Aggressive catch. He couldn't hang on to it. Defender got there in time. But nice read in the face of the pressure right there off the right edge from Hollywood. So 3rd and 8. Y trips here. Pressure off the right edge. Hollywood rushing 5. Joke goes underneath. Dez Bryant falls forward for the first down. So that's another example of those in routes just being so tough. Hollywood basically sprints back. Looks like he might have been expecting, he's playing very deep right here. He might have been expecting a quick, seam route up the middle. Didn't want to get high pointed, so he sprinted backwards. And that allowed Joke to hit that underneath in route. And that's just what makes it so tough. Joke has this underneath in route basically on every play. You can't really user it because you have other routes that you need to user more so than an in route, right? But these in routes are so versatile at this point in the year, with that 96 route running and with that playmaker ability chemistry, it makes it very tough to allocate enough resources to try and stop it. So HB dive right here from Joke. Zeke falling forward for 8, so 2nd and 2. Gun bunch flip to the left. I'd be expecting HB base if I were Hollywood, but that's not what you're going to see. You're going to see corner strike from Joke. Table route out the backfield. So nice read right there. Looks like cloud flat on the outside, as well as looks like Joke, or Hollywood rather, went with the man up on the nickel blitz. So same adjustment Joke had been making, manning up that deep safety on that outside solo receiver in the gun bunch. And then looks like instead, I think if you're gonna do that, you either have to have a hard flat underneath to take away that table route, or I mean, obviously if it's corner strike, actually no, because you can't have a hard flat, because if it is corner strike, then this man-to-man coverage is still going to get beat by the C route. So you have to have a cloud flat or a soft squat on the outside to protect against that C route. So it's tough either way. But let's just say Joke makes a good read right there, hits the table route out the backfield, and picks up 5 yards for the first down there. So Joke looking to take control of the game. If he can score a touchdown here, I don't want to say it's game over, but it's going to be super tough for Hollywood to come back down 10. Basically, he'd probably have about 2.5 minutes left. HB base right here. Joke running all over Hollywood at this point. 9-yard pickup. Zeke doing a good job falling forward. So 2nd and 1 here. I-twin tight end. You got to be expecting some type of power O. And that's exactly what it is. Zeke picks up the first down. Hollywood almost pretty fortunate that wasn't a touchdown, but as I said, Zeke just falling forward, picks up 6 right there. So you got Hollywood, or Joke rather, back, single back ace. Now, if you remember earlier, what did he do last time from here? Or was that Hollywood? I think it was Hollywood who hit that Z-spot route for a touchdown, but point still stands. If you're Hollywood, you run this formation in the red zone, you know what it can do. If you're Hollywood, I think you have to be expecting, like I talked about earlier, you're at the 10-yard line, so I wouldn't be too worried about, like a corner route high point. If I'm Hollywood, I'm probably looking for either an HB dive or maybe some type of, seam high point maybe. But even in that case, like, Joke tanked his tight end, so I don't think you have to worry about, a high point to Cumberland or Leonard, right? So I think if you're Hollywood, you have to be looking run this entire way right here. I would probably actually run commit if I were Hollywood. Once I think about it, knowing that Joke has basically no receiving threat from his tight ends whatsoever, and he goes HB dive. Questionable stick right there from Joke. That could have been a walk-in touchdown if he doesn't run into the back of his lineman there. But unfortunate stick right there, ends up only picking up 1 yard on what should have been, maybe a touchdown, or at least gotten him down to, probably inside the 3. So 2nd and 9, single back bunch here. Now, if you're Hollywood, you got to be thinking, okay, toss crack. That's basically what Joke's been running a lot of out of this. He goes with a corner strike look. Looks like clear out, split in option. This is a play that's only in, or not, I'm not going to say only in, but exclusive play to single back bunch. At least this setup is. I like the setup. I like the flat route on the left. You can see the play art. Flat route. Out route, so kind of a pseudo, flat route, corner route setup right here. You get the backside post for the high point, but like I said earlier, Jeff Cumberland, you don't really have to worry about getting high pointed in the back of the end zone by Jeff Cumberland, and that's where tanking your tight end really hurts, taking away that, high point option in the red zone. Really, Hollywood doesn't have to pay attention to him, or at least not put much attention at all. He can definitely allocate more resources elsewhere, and right here, corner strike route right here, C route, and a table route. And it looks like Hollywood had this pretty well defended. Cover 4, the quarter flat does a good job clamping down on that table route out the backfield. And so I like that play a lot for the red zone. But I think with a good tight end, a tall, a tight end who can go up and catch those high points over the middle, I think that play would be a lot better than if you had, Jeff Cumberland. Right here, 3rd and 9. Now, you just saw the play art, but what I would be expecting if I'm Hollywood, I would 100% be expecting corner strike, motion in, right here, in route, deep dig in the back of the end zone. You got the flat route by the tight end, and then on the backside, you've got table route, flat route. So, or table route, C route, rather. So, I would be expecting this. You have to allocate resources to the right side, whether it be a cloud flat to take away that C route and then man up somebody on the running back. On the left, I think you have to be aware of that corner route as well as the deep dig over the middle for a high point option. So that is the setup you have to be ready for, I think. If you're Hollywood, right here, Hollywood rushes 3. That's the setup you get. He actually goes Joke little mix-up here, doesn't go with the C route, which actually would have been a touchdown, right? If you look at it right here, it looks like a C route would have been a touchdown. There's nobody in this area of the field right here, unless this might have been a soft squat, and that's why he played this kind of weird and ran with Mike Evans. But a C route would have been interesting. I'd be interested to see how that DB would have reacted to a C route. But it looks like Joke could have hit that flat route, possibly. Rat caught it and got into the corner of the end zone there. But I don't mind this read at all. It looks like he definitely does have good inside leverage on this in route right here. But it definitely looks like he also could have went with the low pass lead right here to this corner route that broke. Hollywood didn't use her. It looks like he was more focused on using that deep dig over the middle in the back of the end zone. Looks like he definitely could have hit this low point pass lead right here, potentially for a touchdown. But at this point, he's already throwing it to the in route over the middle. But if you're throwing it to this in route, you're already kind of conceding that you're not going to score a touchdown, because even if you complete this rat catch it, a lot of guys in the middle of the field there for Hollywood. Mike Evans probably not going to run over 4 guys and fall forward. And so he ends up picking up 5. Timeout from Hollywood. So Joke going to kick 3 and go up by 6. So Hollywood getting the ball, 1:45 left in the game, down 6, 1 timeout, and he houses the kick with Odell Beckham. And what a fitting in. Joke got the scoop and score on the first play of the game. He got the long bomb to Mike Evans on the first play of the second half. So Hollywood finally gets a little love going his way there. Gets a kick return with 1.5 minutes left in the game to assumedly go up by 1 here. Makes the extra point, so goes up by 1. And what a way to take the lead late in the game, other than a kick return. So this has been a crazy game. This has been a really fun game to break down and watch. So Joke, 1.5 minutes, 3 timeouts. So he's got plenty of time. I mean, this is an eternity in Madden. 1.5 minutes, 3 timeouts. All he needs is a field goal at his own 23. Probably needs about, 50 or so yards, 40, 50 yards to get in the field goal range. So definitely can take his time, be patient, drive down the field, stick with what he was doing with, flat route, or on the left side. A lot of times this was a route combo you would see. Flat route, corner route, and an in route, something like this, maybe a Z-spot post behind it. Force Hollywood to allocate resources to stop this sideline route, or route combo rather, and then, just read and manipulate Hollywood's user. If he clamps down on the in route, throw the post. If he sinks back to the post, throw the in route. And then you still have options with playmakering that in route. So I would like to see him stick with that type of concept that seems like he's been having a lot of success with. Right there, nice patient run, HB base, first down, picks up 16. That's another thing he could stick with. Over the past drive or two, Zeke's been running all over Hollywood's defense, both like he's had a lot of space and he's also been falling forward a lot. So definitely, 1:20 minutes left, down, own 39, so say own 40. Say you need to get to about the 35 to kick a field goal. So, you're about 25 yards out from field goal range here. So definitely more than enough time to stay committed to that ground game. Wide trips to the right here. Pressure off the right edge gets picked up. Hollywood rushes 5. And Joke gets baited. Oh, man. So Joke definitely got a little bit too greedy here. Went with the block 6. Block and release out the backfield from the running back, which actually might have been the best read on this play. Wide open, you could see him waving his hand. Just throw that, rat catch it, get upfield. Even if, you get down at around the 50, 45 yard line. At that point, you're 10, 15 yards away from field goal range. So I think that would have definitely, obviously, been the better read here. Even the check down to the in route. Hollywood, great user. Joke probably expected Hollywood to clamp down, play a little more aggressively, since that's what he had been doing for most of the game. So I can't even really fault Joke for this read. This was just a great play by Hollywood. And, what a way to end it right there. So, Joke probably expected him to clamp down. Hollywood does the opposite. And just perfect timing. Drops back with Goodwin and gets the interception. And that's going to pretty much seal the game. Let's see. Basically, he needs 1 first down to seal this here. So wide trips to the right. HB base. Does he have Zeke as well? Yeah, that's also Zeke. So he picks up 8, 2nd and 2. Not looking good for Joke here. I twin tight into the left. So if you're Joke, thinking some type of power O. That's what he ran last time he was in this formation. So he flips it here. And he predicted the run commit. So, I mean, that's just insane prediction right there from Hollywood. You know, predicts Joke to run commit, has this fade on the outside, hits Des Bryant, possession catch, get down, and you're going to win the game. So that's going to be it. 24-23, it looks like Hollywood going to take it over Joke. This might have been Joke's first loss in the tournament. And what a crazy game. What a crazy way to get that first loss. Both players, I think, played very, very well. You know, hats off to both players. Obviously, they have two of the best records in the tournament right now. Obviously, two of the hottest players. You know, Joke came in, what was it, third or fourth at the Madden Championship. Hollywood been one of the best players all year long. So definitely two top-tier, S-tier players. And, you know, it's always super fun to watch the games whenever these guys clash. So hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Hope you guys learned a little bit. I had a lot of fun breaking this game down. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what I can do better in these breakdowns, guys. If there's something you want me to go in depth on, there's something you want me to stop talking about, say, oh, Holden, that's boring, or whatever. Just let me know. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. But like I said earlier, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, take it easy.